You ever meet someone who seems too good to be true? Yeah, that was Eric. When I first met him, I was in a weird phase of my life. Not rock bottom, but somewhere close to the middle where you're just floating. I had just moved back to my hometown after a brutal breakup that left me questioning everything. My confidence was wrecked, my trust issues were sky high, and the last thing I wanted was to jump into another relationship. But of course, that's exactly when Eric walked in. We met at this indie bookstore/cafe where I used to work part-time. He came in asking for a book, something obscure and philosophical, and ended up staying for 3 hours, sipping on burnt espresso and asking me questions about my favorite authors. His energy was calm, but focused. He made you feel like you were the only person in the room. He was the kind of guy who listened when you spoke, not just nodding along, but really listened. We exchanged numbers, and things took off quick after that. Like, we were talking until 3 a.m. every night, kind of quick. Eric had everything that made sense on paper. Good job in IT, stable hours, emotionally available, or so I thought, and charming as hell. My friends liked him. My mom loved him. Even my dog stopped barking around him, which, trust me, is saying something. But looking back, there was one red flag. One that I brushed off like a dummy. Eric was always on his phone. Not just a quick check during dinner, I mean, full-blown texting while we were watching movies, turning his screen away when I leaned over, getting weirdly quiet every time he'd get a message. I asked him about it once, early on. He laughed and said, "You know how it is with work. They blow me up even on weekends." I shrugged it off. IT stuff, right? I didn't get it. And I wasn't about to be that girl, clingy, suspicious, paranoid. So I let it go. We dated for just over a year. I moved into his apartment after month 6, when my lease ended and we were practically living together anyway. Everything felt fine. Not amazing, not terrible. Just comfortable. Predictable. Safe. Until one night, everything cracked open, fast. Eric had gone out with a few coworkers for drinks. Nothing out of the ordinary. He kissed me on the forehead before he left, said he'd be back by midnight. But midnight came and went. 1 a.m., no call. 2 a.m., straight to voicemail. At 2:47 a.m., I got a text, "Sorry. Crashed at Mike's place. Talk tomorrow. Love you." I should have been relieved, right? But something about it felt off. Like the kind of sorry that isn't really sorry. The kind of love you that reads like a placeholder. And then came the twist of fate, the thing that started it all. The next morning, I woke up to his laptop open on the kitchen table. Eric was still asleep in the bedroom, dead to the world. Now listen, I'm not proud of what I did next, but I won't lie either. Something in me knew. I could feel it in my gut, like some internal alarm going off on full blast. His messages were up on the screen. Not just Slack for work, but his personal messenger too. And right there, at the top, was a chat with someone named Lilith. I wish I could say I hesitated. That I closed the laptop and walked away like a normal, mentally stable adult. But I didn't. I clicked. And oh, boy. My entire stomach dropped through the floor. Flirty messages. Late-night selfies. References to nights they had spent together. Stuff that made my skin crawl, not just because of what he said, but because he was so damn comfortable lying. Like he'd been doing it for months. Turns out, Lilith wasn't just some fling. She worked with him. Same team. They'd been seeing each other, on and off for half the time we'd been together. She even joked in one message about how, "Your girl's probably reading this right now. You couldn't make this stuff up." So, I took screenshots. A lot of them. I was shaking so bad I could barely hold the mouse steady. Every new message felt like another slap in the face. And I wasn't just sad. I was angry. Furious. Because I had given this man everything, my time, my trust, my heart. I had believed every excuse, every, "I'm just tired," and "work's been crazy" lie. So I made a plan. And I didn't just want revenge. I wanted justice. The thing about betrayal is, it doesn't hit you all at once. It leaks in, slow, like a bad dream you can't quite wake up from. I didn't confront him right away. No, I sat with it. I stared at those screenshots for what felt like hours, my stomach twisted in knots. The more I read, the more it hurt. She called him baby. He told her, I hate sleeping alone when I know what I'm missing. He told me the same thing just 2 nights ago. I felt like a damn fool. But instead of storming into the bedroom and throwing the laptop at his head like every part of me wanted to, I waited. Because suddenly, I wasn't just heartbroken, I was calculating. When Eric finally stumbled out of bed around 11, yawning and stretching like he didn't just nuke our entire relationship, I was already brewing coffee. Calm. Focused. Dangerous. Morning, he said, rubbing his eyes. Sorry I got in so late. Mike and the guys went hard last night. I stared at him for a beat too long, then forced a smile. Oh yeah? Sounds fun. He didn't even flinch. Just sat down and started scrolling his phone like everything was normal. I wanted to scream. But I played nice. I needed to see how far he'd go with the lie. Gaslighting 101, Lesson 1, make her doubt her gut. Later that day, while we were folding laundry, I tested him. So. I had a weird dream last night, I said casually. He looked up. Yeah? Yeah. In it, you were texting someone named Lilith, I laughed. Weird, right? His whole face didn't even twitch. Lilith? That's creepy. Sounds like a demon. I froze. Not because of what he said, but how he said it. So calm. So matter-of-fact. Like he knew what I was doing, and was daring me to keep going. I wanted to slap the smirk off his face. Instead, I folded a towel. Mind games, lesson 2, make her feel crazy before she catches you. That night, while he showered, I backed up everything. Screenshots. Chat logs. Dates. Times. Her LinkedIn, because yep, she worked in his department just like I suspected. I even found a group photo from their last team retreat. There they were, side by side, smiling like a couple. I almost threw up. Still, I hadn't decided what to do. Break up? Kick him out? Quietly disappear? But then, fate handed me one more spark to ignite the fire. He left his phone on the bed. Open. And I saw another message. From Lilith. You still on for tonight? Or is wifey acting suspicious again? Wifey. We weren't even married, but the disrespect was so loud I could hear it echo. I picked up the phone and typed back, she's clueless. You'll get your usual. I paused. Saved a screenshot of that too. Then I waited. When he came back into the room, towel around his waist, he grinned. You good? Peachy, I said. Dinner? He nodded. Let me just respond to a couple messages real quick. He picked up his phone. Unlocked it. Stopped mid-scroll. And that's when it happened, the first crack in his mask. Did you touch my phone? I tilted my head. No. Why? His eyes darted toward me. Just, weird. Thought I left it somewhere else. Mind games, lesson 3, plant doubt, deflect suspicion, reclaim control. Except he was already losing it. The next day, I got bold. I asked, who's Lilith, by the way? I think I heard her name before. Eric blinked, then chuckled, but this one didn't reach his eyes. Oh. She's just someone from the office. You met her at the Christmas party, remember? I must have blocked it out. He laughed nervously. Yeah, she's not that memorable. I smiled sweetly. Guess I forgot. Lie. Straight. To. My. Face. He wasn't just cheating, he was rehearsed. This wasn't his first time juggling stories. And that's when I knew, he needed to feel this. Not just lose me, but realize he messed with the wrong one. That night, While he slept like a baby beside me, I drafted a polite little email. Subject: internal conduct concern regarding staff behavior. I attached the screenshots, just the right ones, mind you. Nothing too explicit. Just enough to show inappropriate workplace behavior, off-hour meetups, and certain, compromising language. Sent it to his HR department. BCC'd it to myself. Then I slept like a rock. But I wasn't done yet. Because the best revenge is slow, personal, and public. The thing about revenge? You expect to feel powerful, unstoppable, victorious. But when Eric's world actually started falling apart, I didn't feel powerful. I felt calm, the kind of calm that comes when the storm has passed and all that's left is silence. It started with a knock at the door. He was in the kitchen, humming to himself while pouring cereal, when it came. Sharp. Official. He looked up. You expecting someone? I shrugged. Nope. He opened the door, and just like that, the humming stopped. 2 men. Suits. Badges clipped to their belts. They didn't come in, just handed him a white envelope. Mr. Reynolds? Yeah? You're being placed on administrative leave effective immediately. Please review the contents. You'll be contacted regarding your next steps. He stammered. Wait, what the hell is this about? But they were already walking away. He shut the door slowly. Paled. What the hell is going on? He asked, turning to me with wide, wild eyes. I blinked. I don't know. Work stuff? He tore open the envelope. Read. Then reread. And for the first time since this whole mess began, Eric looked genuinely afraid. Game on. The next few days were delicious in the most evil way. He paced the apartment like a caged animal. I watched him unravel piece by piece. They said there's an investigation, he muttered to himself. Someone sent emails. Screenshots. Of me and Lilith. But that's not, I didn't. I cut in, real casual. Wait, you did do something with Lilith? He froze. What? No, she's exaggerating. She's always had a thing for me, but I never. I tilted my head. So now she's the one pursuing you? Eric's voice cracked. I didn't cheat. I swear. This is all a setup. I held his gaze. Just long enough for it to sting. Then turned away. If you say so. Mind games reversal, check. Later that night, he tried to play the pity card. Sat next to me on the couch, voice low, eyes red. I could lose my job, he whispered. Do you have any idea what that would do to me? Oh, I said, barely glancing up from my book. Sounds awful. I'm serious, babe. I shut the book. Looked him dead in the eye. So am I, must be tough being held accountable. His jaw clenched. I didn't do anything wrong. I laughed, not loud, not dramatic. Just, disappointed. You cheated. Lied. Risked your career for a cheap thrill. And now you're shocked there are consequences? He stood up abruptly. You don't get it. HR said they have multiple screenshots. Multiple sources. Someone's trying to destroy me. I leaned back, calm as ever. Maybe they're just trying to protect women from creeps in the office. That one hit him like a slap. He stormed into the bedroom. And I slept like a queen. But the confrontation wasn't over. 2 days later, he came home drunk. Reeking of whiskey and desperation. Slammed the door. Staggered toward me. You think you're so clever, don't you? I didn't respond. I know it was you, he sneered. You sent that crap to my job. You're trying to ruin me. I set down my tea. Met his eyes with steel. You ruined yourself, Eric. I just handed them the receipts. You're crazy, he spat. You know that? Obsessive. Controlling. I stood up slowly. Funny. That's exactly what Lilith called you in those texts. He flinched. And that's when I dropped the final blow. Oh, and by the way, she didn't delete the nudes you sent her. HR has those too. His face went ghost white. I didn't know she kept them, he mumbled. She promised. I stepped closer, voice low. You cheated on the wrong girl, Eric. I'm not the type to cry in the bathroom and forgive you in the morning. I'm the type who lets you walk into your own trap. He stared at me. Mouth open. Nothing to say. Checkmate. That night, he slept on the couch. The next morning, he was gone. Left behind a pathetic note, I'm staying with Mike for a while. Maybe we can talk when things calm down. I folded it up. Tossed it in the trash. No, Eric. There will be no calm. Not for you. You don't get peace after treating someone like an afterthought. I didn't hear from Eric for a week after he left. No texts. No calls. No fake apologies. Just silence. And honestly, it was bliss. The apartment felt different. Lighter. Like I could finally breathe again. But the best part? The part that really sealed it? Was what happened next. It started with a headline. A friend from college, someone who still worked in the same industry, sent me a screenshot from LinkedIn. Senior project lead placed on indefinite leave amid internal misconduct investigation. The name wasn't there, but the photo? That smug headshot of Eric in a navy suit. Clear as day. The comments were already heating up. Yikes. Wonder what he did. Word is, it involved someone from his team. Men like this always get caught eventually. I didn't even need to reply. I just heart reacted and moved on. Let him stew in it. But then came the icing on the karma cake. Lilith, the other woman, the office mistress, the one who thought she had him wrapped around her little finger. She flipped. Turns out, when HR started asking real questions, she wasn't about to go down with the ship. She sang like a damn canary. Told them everything. Saved her own skin by throwing him under the bus. And when Eric tried to message her, I saw the texts. He left his laptop synced up when he moved out. Idiot. Eric, you said you deleted those pics. Lilith, I didn't, smiley face. You're toxic. This is on you. Eric, you're the one who kept pushing me. Lilith, LOL. Enjoy unemployment. Bye. Brutal. But fair. A month later, I got a knock on my door. It wasn't Eric, thank God. It was a delivery guy, holding a small box. Inside? Eric's key. His spare watch. And a note, I'm sorry for everything. I lost my job. Lilith blocked me. I never meant to hurt you. Please, if there's any chance, just let me explain. I read it. Twice. Then I pulled out a sticky note. Wrote one line. I hope you learn how to treat people better. I slid it into the box, added a small packet of tissues, taped it shut, and mailed it to the address on the return label. Did I have to do all that? No. But was it fun? Absolutely. And here's the best part. 3 months later, I got a message from someone I didn't know. A woman named Kara. Turns out, she was dating a guy who almost hired Eric at another company. She found me on social media after doing a little digging. Hey, I saw your story. I just want to say thank you for what you did. Men like that don't deserve second chances until they learn. He won't be working with my team. Turns out, that little HR scandal followed him. Every interview. Every reference check. He wasn't just unemployed, he was radioactive. As for me, I moved out of that apartment. Started fresh. Got myself into therapy. Focused on friends, family, and rebuilding the kind of peace I forgot I deserved. And somewhere along the way, I stopped thinking about Eric entirely. That is, until someone brings up cheating. Then I just smile and say, Yeah, my ex cheated on me. So I sent the screenshots to his job. He lost everything. I slept like a baby.